is Christina Pathalangsi, and I'll be presenting my interdisciplinary research project about HIV transmission in children, specifically in the sub-Saharan Africa region. And then this will be through an interdisciplinary lens. Right here, I do have a graphic of children, HIV and AIDS, just in a regional area and how it affects children in Africa. To continue, we're going to go through my academic background. So, throughout my undergraduate career, I've studied a wide range of disciplines, those including public health, epidemiology, sociology, and biology. These areas have collectively shaped how I think about complex issues, especially those that affect vulnerable populations. So to continue, we're actually just going to focus on public health and epidemiology, just so it's specific to my research problem. Speaking of research problem, the research problem I chose to explore is understanding the barriers to HIV treatment adherence in children in sub-Saharan Africa. I selected this topic because it intersects several critical fields, including healthcare access, behavioral challenges, and systemic inequalities. It's really an issue that is deeply meaningful to me and relevant to my academic studies. I actually took an international health course here at MTSU, and to this day, it's probably one of my favorite classes. Sorry, Dr. Abernathy, I love this class too. But I learned a lot, especially on the epidemiology side and just comparing different countries' healthcare system to the US. It was really interesting to me. And so to continue, we are going to talk about some of the disciplines that go into this research, one being the public health and the second one being epidemiology. To better understand this research problem, epidemiology first examines patterns, causes, and data related to disease. Public health specifically helps assess the infrastructure and prevention strategies towards this research problem. To continue, specifically talking about public health, so from a public health standpoint, I discovered that HIV prevalence remains high in certain regions due to the lack of access and funding. I also learned that public health also emphasizes the role of healthcare systems and education programs that can help improve treatment adherence. To continue, we're going to talk about the disciplinary insight, epidemiology. So for me, epidemiology added another layer to my understanding by highlighting how disease patterns and risk factors influence treatment adherence. It also shows how systemic issues like poverty, limited healthcare access, and they both correlate with the lower adherence rates as well. It also emphasizes that the importance of surveillance and data-driven strategies in tracking and improving outcomes in this region specifically. So there are some conflicts between these two disciplinary, between public health and epidemiology. So a major conflict that I found was between the public health and epidemiology perspective. So public health tends to take a population level approach, which focuses on implementing broader interventions, and on the other side, epidemiology emphasizes more careful data analysis and may caution against large-scale actions without actual sufficient evidence. So this can create tension between having immediate action versus having evidence-based caution and action. However, there are some agreements that I have found. Despite these differences, both disciplines actually agree on the importance of education and community support. They actually both advocate for cultural sensitive approaches and understand that improving adherence requires more than just access to medicine. It needs care guided by data and strategic planning. So lastly, I uncovered a new understanding of the problem after researching it through the semester. So after going through the interdisciplinary process, I now see that barriers to HIV treatment are both systemic and rooted in real world patterns revealed by the data that I have researched. Effective interventions must correlate data driven strategies with accessible and compassionate care. And I definitely learned that no single discipline can solve this alone. Um, so, interdisciplinary collaboration between a problem like this is definitely very important. But overall, that is all, and here are my references. I really enjoyed this semester. As I graduate this Saturday, you've been a great mentor to me, Dr. Abernathy, um, and your hard work for your students does not go unnoticed. Thank you again. I hope you have a great summer. Thank you.